a judge has now found probable cause to charge a Wauwatosa cop in the fatal shooting of a man back in 2016. So let me give you some background. This is in Milwaukee. A judge has ruled there is probable cause to charge a former cop. His name is Joseph Mensah, for the 2016 shooting of Jay Anderson Jr. At the time of the shooting, Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office ruled the shooting to be justified. Now, I need you to remember that. Back in 2016, a cop kills a citizen. The DA's office said, nothing to see here, 100% justified. Years later, Judge Glenn Yamahiro made another decision. This decision has not been taken lightly, the judge says, nor was it predetermined. Based upon the totality of the circumstances, the court does find probable cause that Officer Joseph Mensah operated a weapon in a matter constituting criminal negligence, and in so doing, caused the death of Jay Anderson Jr. Therefore, the court finds probable cause that Officer Mensah committed the crime. Homicide by negligent handling of a dangerous weapon. The basis for this finding rests in the testimony received over the course of these hearings. The judge also said the cop created an unreasonable and substantial risk of death in the shooting, okay? The judge is expected to appoint a special prosecutor on September 28th. That person will review the case and will determine whether they believe there's probable cause to charge Mensah with a crime. Let's put up a picture of the cop that almost got away completely with murder. Almost got away. And would have gotten away if it had not been for this rule in Milwaukee, which allows for a district judge to make an independent determination based on testimony, even when the DA decides not to charge a police officer. Mensah is now a deputy with the Waukesha County Sheriff's Office. And let's put up a picture of the young man he killed. Let me give you some background on this. Mensah was alone the night of June 23rd when he came across Anderson asleep in his car at 3 a.m. Mensah alleged after he ordered Anderson to raise his hands, which Anderson complied with, Anderson leaned a couple of times toward the passenger seat where a gun was sitting. Dashcam footage showed Mensah fired into the vehicle. Anderson was shot 5 times in the head and once in the shoulder. Details on this new development, Kimberly Motley, the attorney for the Anderson family, used a rare legal process to pursue charges against Officer Mensah in connection with the shooting. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, a defense attorney, a family attorney doing what the prosecutor failed to do. A judge looking at the evidence, making the determination probable cause exists. Now remember, the DA typically brings the charges. The DA brings the indictment. The DA brings the evidence. This DA brought nothing. This private attorney did. Under Wisconsin law, if a district attorney refuses or is unavailable to issue a complaint, a circuit judge may permit the filing of a complaint. Before the court can do that, the judge must find probable cause to believe that a person should be charged with an offense. Ladies and gentlemen, it gets even deeper. It goes even deeper than this. Now remember, this happened in 2016. 2016, he kills a guy. Shoots him in the head and the shoulder. He's gone, he's dead. DA says nothing to see here. Mensah has shot and killed 3 people in the line of duty during a 5-year span while he was employed with the Wauwatosa Police Department. You hear that, right? 3 people he's killed in the line of duty. The Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office ruled all 3 shootings justified self-defense, including the most recent shooting of a 17-year-old named Alvin Cole in 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, you may have, once again, inside of the police department, a serial killer. Over 90% of police officers never fire their weapon on duty. 99% never have to use it fatally. But this guy has killed 3 people, and the DA has cleared him of all. The latest being a 17-year-old. Let's put up a picture of this young man. That's Alvin Cole. Alvin Cole is dead. Now, according to the current narrative, this cop should have been charged in 2016. But because he was not, he was free to kill other people. This is just one of them. The shooting occurred after Cole refused a command to drop a firearm he was holding. 5 shots were fired by Mensah after Cole allegedly pointed a gun at him. He had been at the scene less than 30 seconds before all of this happened. Obviously, a lot of questions now about every single shooting this cop has been a part of. Dan, what are your thoughts?
I mean, so many. You just laid out so how deep the story really runs, and how you see yet another story of yet another police officer who not only commits all of these egregious acts against people and ending their lives, causing ripple effects to their families. Think of what these folks could have done with their lives and their futures, and how that was taken away from them from this killer cop. And like, the people will say, oh, well, this cop's black, look at that. Well, it's like, again, these are about systems we're talking about. We're talking about the police as a structure and as a system. And on that point, I will say this to anyone who goes, well, it's just a few bad apples. There's just a couple of people who are like this. What about all those good apples who saw someone killing people in the force, like in the line of duty, just and knew this was happening, and let him stay, giving him a gun, giving him a badge, not doing the standard, oh, we'll give you 2 weeks of administrative leave or whatever, desk duty, and then you come back. Like, if the police system works as it does, and I'm of the opinion, and based on a lot of evidence over the past years and much bloodshed, I think I'm really right here. If this policing system works, how come these bad apples are constantly allowed to stay? How come these bad apples only get whittled out through these, like, wow, you wouldn't believe it, they found some random law that allows them to work in this particular situation to get this one police officer? That's not a system that works if this continues happening, when this keeps happening, as this continues happening. So this continues to strengthen the calls for rethinking and reimagining what the idea of policing is, what the idea of safety is, and what we want in our communities, and what our minimum level of expectation is. Because someone coming with a gun to my car and telling me to hold my hands up is a robbery. If you're wearing a badge, it still is like an opportunity where I feel like I'm threatened, but I have to be really submissive to that, because if I'm not, they'll make up an excuse and end my life, okay? And like, I don't know if you know people who have had a gun held up to them by their cop or whoever. I do, and I know that experience. It doesn't make you feel safe. So we need to rethink policing in this country.
Yeah, very well said.